Quitters never win, winners never quit. Our guest today is in politics for the long run, having played on both sides of the divide, the PDP and now of the APC. My name is Isabella Akinseye, and Politico Politica starts right now.
Politico Politica with Isabella Akinseye.
You're still tuned in to Politico Politica with me, your host, Isabella Akinseye. Let's meet our guest. He attended the King's College and the St. Cloud University, Minnesota in the United States of America, where he bagged a Bachelor of Science degree in political science. He also has a master's degree in public administration from Pace University, New York, also in the United States. While working at Zenith Bank, he rose to the position of executive assistant. He later joined the services of MOB Integrated Services Nigeria Limited to become the executive director. His passion for agriculture and business drove him to establish Ejide Farms and Ilori Farmhouses. He is the convener of 67 Million Youth Initiative, a grassroots mobilizer, a stickler for excellence, and a visionary representative with the mission to serve the people of Eti-Osa Federal Constituency as their representative in the Greenhouse Chamber under the platform of the All Progressives Congress, the APC, come 2019. He is Ibrahim Babajide Obanikoro, or IBO as he's fondly called. Ibrahim, welcome to Politico Politica.
Thank you very much, Isabella. Welcome to my campaign office.
Our topic today is party politics. Now, do you think Nigerian political parties are based on ideologies?
At the moment, unfortunately, we don't have ideological parties. I believe that in the nearest future, we will get there.
Okay. For someone who has been part of the APC, that's your current party, and formerly of the PDP, what differences will you say are there between those parties?
The people, for a fact, are different. The mannerism is different, and the approach is also different from each other.
In what way?
In similar ways, but yet different. I can't go into too much details because of my affiliation to my past party and my current party, and I'm not trying to expose ourselves to or expose one to the other. So I know what the differences are, and I think it's best I keep it to guide myself.
But some would say that you saw something in the APC that made you leave the PDP. And if we are saying that there are no political ideologies in terms of differentiation, then what is it about the APC that makes you feel at home?
Before I joined the APC, about 90 to 95% of my friends were already members, or were members, and are still members of the APC. So it was like I was like a one-man mopo, and they say you can't do it by yourself. So usually you find me going against all my friends. And I also put a lot of people in emotional trauma in the sense that they are members of the APC, but yet they are so close to me, so they find it difficult to decide they want to do partisan politics or they want to do individual politicking. And because of the environment we were in, it's a lot easier to choose individual politicking than anywhere else within Nigeria, I believe. So that's one of the reasons why I've been able to excel in the little way that I have so far politically.
Okay, but will you say that politicians really change parties because of their interest and not because of, maybe in your case, your friends?
Or interest is also another reason why I moved parties. At the time, I felt that the PDP had nothing to offer me anymore, and I felt that the PDP was a sinking ship. I am still of that opinion. So, and the leaders that were leading the party at the time did not do justice to we upcoming politicians. So I felt the need to part ways with the party.
But some will say that the PDP, represents this not too young to run movement. Their youth leader is in their 40s. It's about young and vibrant people. What will your response to that be?
It depends on the angle at which you're looking at it. My youth leader at the time was a 50-year-old person. When you have the likes of me in late 20s, early 30s, not being able to be appointed or chosen as the youth leader. So it depends on the angle at which you are looking at it from. And I'm a member of the PDP. My youthful days were with PDP. My tickets were not given to me on a platter of gold. I know what we went through. It cost us time, energy, and a lot of money to win the primaries in the PDP. So I wouldn't say the PDP necessarily favors the youth better than any other party in Nigeria.
Okay, you mentioned your friends, as a lot of them being in the APC and them having to choose, not sure where to place you, where your allegiance were. But will you say your father's moving to the APC influenced your decision?
Contrary to the public opinion, I was the first to move to the APC. So he joined, though he physically and did the declaration before I did.
So spiritually you joined first?
Spiritually, between me and him, I was the one that initiated the move to APC before he decided to join the APC. But he did his own declaration officially before I did.
Okay, so in this case, it would be like son, like father.
Well, it would be like, and it won't be, because where he has attained politically, so there is no way he will say like son, like father. He will always be like
father, like son
in our own situation.
Where do you see partisan politics in the next 10 years in Nigeria?
In the next 10 years in Nigeria, I see partisan politics still being as relevant as it is today. The only thing that I think I see that will be different will be that maybe our parties will begin to have ideology, because we all cannot continue to run on the same more government in our lives. At some point, some of us have to decide, do we need more government or less government in our lives? So we have to, because everywhere, if you go to the US, if you go to the United Kingdom, they will tell you it's either the Democrats or the Republicans, the liberals or the conservatives. So we have to decide within ourselves what we want to be. Do we want more government or less government? And I think it's about time we start gearing ourselves towards less government. I think that would also help us in reducing corruption. When you have majority of our government institutions being privatized, like NEPA privatized, NITEL privatized, you name it, everything will privatize it, and then we'll just have a body, the government body, that would be supervising or overseeing their actions and make sure that whatever it is that we're putting out there is of quality and quantity.
So more of the people for you. But my final question will be still on the issue of party politics. We have 91 registered political parties in Nigeria. What do you make of the new parties?
Not to discourage them, not to put them down or belittle them. I just feel it's a waste of time. It's best we all put and channel our energy towards a common goal than spreading. Because if you look at it at the end of the day, when election comes, it's usually two parties that steal all the votes. The rest are just there filling the gap. So like I always tell especially some of my friends that I know are trying to start up new political parties. Instead of you wasting your energy and doing that, why don't you join one of the existing ones and try to create your own ideas, your own movement within that party and see how far you can go. Which is exactly how I started my own political career. At the time, I wanted to be involved in the national politics, and the party that was ruling the nation at the time was PDP, which was one of the key reasons why I joined the PDP, so that I could participate at the national level.
Okay. I like how your final answer touches on what we're going to discuss in our next segment, which is the politics and more segment. But thank you for your contributions on our topic of the day, party politics.
Thank you so much.
And there you have it on our topic of the day, party politics. Do you have your own view? Go on social media, tweet at PP with Isabella and use the hashtag Politico Politica. You can also check out our Facebook and Instagram handles on social media, Politico Politica. The show will be right back. Stay with us. You're still tuned in to Politico Politica with me, your host, Isabella Akinseye. I discussed party politics before the break with our guest today, Ibrahim Babajide Obanikoro. Ibrahim, it's now time for our politics and more segment. I know earlier on you alluded to your journey into mainstream politics. Will you say that politics was always meant to be on the cards for you?
I would say yes, it has always been on the cards for me. It was just a matter of when, and it didn't even take me long at all, because I've been practicing politics since secondary school, as far back as that. And in the university, I participated in the school campus government, and it didn't take me long to move back to Nigeria immediately after my master's to decide to help out in the gubernatorial elections in 2007. I did my NYSC and served with Zenith Bank for about 2 years, and I decided to give myself the 14 hours that I used to dedicate to Zenith Bank a day. I decided to give it to myself. So I started out with a fish farm in Ibejuleki, and so now I'm into catfish, tilapia, rams, and cows. That's what I do as a farmer outside politics. And I always tell people, politics doesn't fetch me money. It takes away all my money. So my major is farming. I think I have 3 farmlands now. One in Abeokuta, the main one where the fishes are, and Bejuleki and Badagry. So if you call me and I tell you I'm in Abeokuta, you should know that I'm at the farm.
So a lot of people go into politics to make money, but you're saying that politics takes money away from you. So will you say that you're just going there to just serve the people?
Yes, I believe that is my passion. And like I always tell my people, I would like to contribute my quota to development of my nearest environment, which is one of the reasons why I am in this. I don't see this as a means to an end, like majority of the people do. And I also try within myself to change that psyche from people, to let them know that being in governance is not a means to an end. It's supposed to be service to the people, which is what I believe I'm here to render.
How much has your father inspired your journey, and who are your political mentors?
It's like 110%. He has, I envy him, and I always wish that I could, achieve some of the political attainments that he has attained. And he has influenced me a lot. And I have a few political individuals that I look up to and I admire a lot. And obviously, number 1 would be my father. And number 2 would be the leader of a great party, Senator, former governor of Lagos State, our daddy, Jagaban of Bogu, Ashwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He has taught me in 2 ways. Before, when I was in the PDP, when we won elections and we were denied our victory, it was a lesson that till tomorrow I hold dearly to my heart. Sometimes when I think about it, it's painful, it's emotional, but if I look down with the benefit of hindsight today, I think it was a great help that it did for me, because it has helped me. I believe I am more matured politically than I was then, and with the party ensuring that I have the ticket to represent them at the House of Rep in the next general election, you cannot get any responsibility that is more than that. and taxed on you. So I feel challenged, and I want to say a huge thank you to the leaders of our party and the followers as well. And I'm ready for the task, and by the grace of God, I'm sure we're going to deliver.
Very quickly, when you were still in the PDP, how much support did you get from the party in prosecuting your campaign?
You mean the PDP?
Yes.
Again, I would rather not to, I don't want it to seem like as if, oh no, because he's no longer in the PDP, that's why he's now misyanning about the PDP or not representing them well. That is not the case. And the honest truth is that I got very little or no support from the party itself.
And are you getting a lot of support from the APC now?
I believe I am getting a lot of support from the APC now. Like in the PDP, I ran the show because the party executives were not, the structure of the party did not exist. So it was my structure that ran the campaigns for PDP. But reverse is the case here. The party structure has taken over, and they are telling us that they are going to run the campaign for me. So that's a huge difference.
So it's APC for life?
I believe so.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You have the chance to share your plans for your constituency in our next segment, which is our Project Lagos segment.
Thank you very much.
We'll take a quick breather on Politico Politica. Do stay with us. The show continues with Project Lagos. You don't want to miss that.
Politico Politica with Isabella Akinseye.
Before the break, our guest revealed to us his political journey, being of the PDP and now of the APC, which he says is for life. I'm talking about Ibrahim Babajide Obanikoro. Now it's time for our Project Lagos segment. So tell us, are you aware of this Lagos master plan?
Yes, I am very much aware of it.
So how does it fit into your own candidacy running for House of Reps in Eti-Osa? I'm
lucky that the majority of the master plan for Lagos is being executed here within my constituency, and that is where you find out that Ikoyi and VI is where the most development in Nigeria is.
Well, the Lion of Bodilon is in Ikoyi.
Also in Ikoyi as well, and majority of the big wigs are here. So Lagos State Master Plan is where you are as we speak. So how do we fit in? One of the things we want to continue to push for Lagos State is a special status from the federal level. They should understand that Lagos State is a special state because we accommodate everybody from every region of the country. There is no other state that has it in that manner. And the population at which, the rate at which we are growing in population, be it by birth or migration, attention needs to be paid to it. So one of the things we have plans to do is to continue to call for a special status for Lagos State. I'll give you an example. Our local government, at the moment, we have 20 in the records of the federal government. We need to increase that because the time when they allotted 20 local governments to Lagos State is far gone. Eti-Osa, as we speak, in those days had about 200, 300,000 population. Today we're in the millions. As before, the areas that were habitable in Eti-Osa is VI, Ikoyi, and some parts of Oniru. Every other area was water.
So the federal government needs to get with the program?
Yes, with us.
So what role can a legislator play in bringing this Lagos master plan to a reality?
Continue to give the executive all the support that they need. We are, like they say, we represent a segment of our state. Like I'm going to be representing Eti-Osa. So when I meet with the people of Eti-Osa, and I know that whatever it is that we decide as issues that needs to be taken care of, that's what I will table at the legislative arm of government that we would propose to the ministers and eventually get to the FEC where they will look into it. Like one of the issues we have currently now is the erosion problem. When it rains or when the Babbage ocean surge comes, it eats into the cities a lot. Eco Atlantic City has helped us divert a lot of the currents from VI to some areas in Eti-Osa like Ogombo, Okomokbo, Aja. All those areas, the experience is bad. When it rains, the flood is bad. When the ocean surges, the water level there is very, very high. So we need a wave breaker to be created far into the sea, so to help us break the waves when the ocean is surging. And so okay. I'm so time conscious.
Yeah, because we still have another segment. But finally, where do you want to see your constituency if you're given the mandate in the next 4 years?
In the next 4 years, part of the things we want to do is to make life easier for the residents of Eti-Osa. And what you see here now is a far cry from what we have in the other side of Eti-Osa. You know, Eti-Osa is divided into two, Constituency 1 and Constituency 2. You have the replica of Limosho in Constituency 1, where the population there is more than infrastructure that is currently available to serve them. So in the next 4 years, I want to be able to push for better infrastructure, health, road, schools, public libraries, and just so that they can have access to more education, health in that axis of town. So in the next 4 years, I hope and pray that I'll be able to achieve some of these things and bring them down as a project to this area.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
We'll now be switching things up on a lighter note on our Quickfire segment. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Politico Politica with me, your host, Isabella Akinseye. Now it's time for our light-hearted segment, the Quickfire segment. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Number 1, the first female governor will emerge in the next elections, true or false?
False.
Number 2, the party that will dominate in 2019 is?
APC.
3, young people have what it takes to be leaders because?
Tomorrow's leaders.
4, the funniest thing I've read about myself online.
I can't remember, I'm sorry.
Number 5, the candidate I'm most afraid of.
Against me, I'm not afraid of any candidates.
Number 6, Nigerians will vote with their stomach or their brain.
Option C, both of them.
Okay. Number 7, if not you, who?
One of the people that I contested with in the primaries. One of them.
Okay, so interesting. There you have it on our quick fire segment. We'll soon be wrapping up this episode of Politico Politica, but first let's check out what's happening on the political landscape. Enjoy. We'll soon be wrapping up this episode of Politico Politica with me, your host, Isabella Akinseye. But first, our final word segment.
Politico Politica.
Here's a segment where we say, you know what, imagine you're strapped to an oxygen tank or you're taking your final breath. What will you say to Nigerians? What will you say to our viewers? And you can say that to the camera.
Like I have it on my social media status, I always say enough is enough. I think everybody needs to sit up and let's make our system work for us. I've been abroad, I've seen how things go. All the things Fela sang about, we are still experiencing those things. This is 20, 30 years after. I think we need to move as a nation beyond and above this merry-go-round that we find ourselves. Let's make our system work for us. It's for us and not for any other person. I plead with the civil servants to please, because they spend more time in government than we, the politicians. Let's make our system work. God bless Nigeria. God bless everybody. Thank you, Isabella and her crew. And, I love my family, my wife, my kids, my dad, my mom.
A heartfelt plea and a message for the family and for Nigerians. What a way to end the show. Thank you, Ibrahim.
Thank you. Thank you, Isabella.
And on that positive note, we'll be bringing today's episode of Politico Politica to an end. I'm Isabella Akinseye, reminding you that politics is for everyone. So play a part and stay woke.